so today is November the 7th, and we have just talked about last night's homework. The back was a review of the properties from a couple days ago. We went over these answers. Yes, we need to get these memorized, just kind of letting you know. But we also worked on the skill of yesterday was this distributive property. And the only reason I'm showing this is it's inside what we're doing today, okay? Today's learning target is being able to simplify expressions. And it's not hard, but it's hard to realize that we're not getting down to cute little answers of like the number 9. We're going to make them look prettier. We're going to simplify them. So like on this distributive property homework, we simplified them, but we couldn't solve them. Okay? Now, what I figured out, or just kind of come to realize, is that there is some hidden algebra stuff in here that I kind of got to teach before I can even teach the lesson. Okay? So, I need your attention. Put up the stuff for a minute. I've kind of already asked you. Get with me. Put it on the floor. Put it down. Get with me. Guys, this is your first real world of algebra. Now, the first part isn't, but, okay. We have started our life since about kindergarten. Whoops. That's a mess. Okay. With doing math that incorporated stuff like this. And you knew that if you saw that, you would put it together and make the number 5. So, basically, we're going to do that, but now we're going to include variables. There's just a few different things that kind of have to talk about. The first one is, we know a variable is a letter. The key is we're not going to know what that letter stands for. So, we can have something as easy as like 2C plus 3C. Well, listen, those are called like terms. They are like terms because they both have the C. We can put those together because it's going to be 2 times whatever C is. But if you'll notice, it's 2 times or 3 times whatever C is. So that's why we can put it together. The C would be the same. So 2C plus 3C can be put together, and it is 5C. Now, the key is, here's the first tricker. If it is something like 2B plus 3C, you can't put it together. That cannot be put together because B and C would be different numbers. So you can't combine them. Cannot combine them. Okay? Yes? Yes. They have to be the same. Another one that has kind of scared a few kids today is something like this. Let's say you have 10xy plus 9xy. It is 19xy. The only reason you can put them together is because they're both xy. If like this one was just x, you couldn't put it together. I'm going to call it a pattern. Like it's got to have the same pattern of numbers or letters. Okay? Here's the other thing that kind of scared people. Like terms have also got to have the same exponent. These don't have any exponents. There's no little numbers flying around. But, let's say, if this was like to the 3rd power, and this was to the 3rd power, then you could combine them still. They would be 19xy to the 3rd power. But if the powers don't match, then you can't combine them. Okay? It's kind of weird. Like there's all these little rules that are kind of hidden in algebra. Okay. The other rule, so make sure I'm not jumping the gun and going too fast. The other rule is this. you're going to see subtraction. And it doesn't change anything, so let's say it's 5a minus 3a. That would be 2a. Okay. But what if it is 5a minus 4a? Okay, it is 1a, meaning it is a 1 and an a. But here's the key. I want you to think about it. 1 times a is 1. Go back. 1 times a is a. 1 times 7 is 7. Like, it is always the other number. So listen, if I were to give you a math problem and it had like 5 times 1, do you just leave that on your paper? No, your answer would be 5. So we don't write it that way. And I need you to kind of learn this because as you go into higher maths, they'll take off points for that answer. Because they say it's not in simplest form. The real answer should just be A. That is the way it should be written. This is what I do. When I see a math problem that looks like this, and this is just kind of another idea here. If it looks like, let's say it's, 4b minus b. When I read it, my brain is putting a 1 in there. I may not be saying it, but I'll say 4b minus 1b is, y'all can say it, I promise, 3b. It's 3b. My brain is saying the 1 right there, but I'm not writing it, I guess. Okay? We got to learn to kind of drop the 1 times whatever.
So pretty much 1 is the 0, but 1 still counts as a 1 while being
While being nothing, kind of, yes. The key is 1, like the identity property says, 1 times any other number is the other number. So to simplify it, we just get rid of the 1. Okay? The other thing you're going to see is this. I'll do my best to make a problem. It'll probably not go good. But you're going to see stuff like this. This is where we're headed today. This is where we're going. Okay? It's not hard, but you have to slow down and see a few things. The first thing I need you to see is that this 3 is bumped up against that parenthesis. Because that should scream at you the lesson from yesterday about distributive property. Now, I'm going to kind of pick through this one. I want you to watch for just a second. Stop and listen and look. Okay. So I'm going to distribute this out, almost ignoring everything else, okay? So, 3 times x, 3x, just like yesterday, right? Add 3 times y. Wake up, people. 3 times y. Thank you. Okay. Now, that is that. Like I had distributed out that problem. Watch what I'm going to do next. I'm just going to bring down everything that's around it. I'm going to bring down the minus 7. And I'm going to bring down anything that's in front of it. Okay. Now what you're doing is you're looking for what can be put together. But it has to be like terms. What can be put together? 2x and 3x. It can be simplified. It is basically, and someone asked me this earlier, and it's not bad. You are adding because of this. Listen, that's a positive 2. Plus, because of the symbol in front, plus 3x. So 2x plus 3x is 5x. Whoops. Okay. Now, can anything else be combined? No. So I have to just bring this down. That is as simple as it can get. Because the y can't go with anything and the 7 doesn't have any just boring numbers to work with. That's what we're doing today. It is not hard, but it's one of those things that if you don't practice, we don't know if we can do it or not. Okay? In fact, there's no notes because it's just practice. So what we're going to do is work through these. Okay? If you would like to look at number 1 while I pass this out and try it, we'll see if we can get the same answer. Okay? Most of the kids have kind of enjoyed it because it's kind of like different. Weird math.
You transition to high school, I want to have your math.
You do not want me as a high school math teacher. Woo, you lost. They got some good ones, don't worry. They got some good ones. They got so many good ones that my goofy daughter took 2 math classes this year. One more. Look on the end of that wooden table for me, or brown table. Thank you, thank you. On the, I think the other, keep going. Is it that one? Okay. Oh, you got one? It's okay, just stick it on the desk if you don't need it. So, today's notes, the actual lesson is simplifying algebraic expressions. So once again, like I said, we're not trying to solve them, we're just cleaning them up, okay? Simplifying. Now, with each class, I have gone through the front of this sheet. So yours should look exactly like mine. Here we go. So we're looking at this math problem. 2x minus 3 plus 5x. We got to figure out what can be combined. 2x and 5x. Now slow down just a drop because as your life gets older, you'll get more negatives. 2x plus 5x. That 2x is positive. Plus 5x. That is a positive 5. So what is 2 plus 5? 7x. You got it. It is 7x. Don't forget the poor minus 3. Don't leave him hanging up there. Bring him down into the new simplified expression. Okay. Good on that one? Okay. Look at the second one. What do you think combines on the second one?
4b and b.
Okay, so think about it. This is 4b minus b, or 1b, so it is 3b. Okay, so it is 13a plus 3b. Lots of letters. It's the reading for the year. Yeah. Blakely. How would you what? Meaning the 2 B's? Like how would I ever add that together? Okay. To ever finish these from here, listen. Okay. You could have asked them here, then yours, no, I promise. Listen, let me go back and I'll go to yours. I got 3 because that is officially a 1. It is 1B. Anytime there's a letter by itself, I need you to think of it as being just a 1. So, 4 minus 1.
Minus E is a 1. So,
3B. Stop. It's a B. Do you see the B what I'm talking about? Well, I don't hear what you're saying. E. Listen.
I said 4E.
Not E.
E.
Oh, if it was 4E minus E, yes, it would be 3E. Yes. Yes, yes. I thought you were making up weird letters. Okay, so listen. Blakely had a great question that all of you were wondering. You're just scared to ask, and she asked it. We can't finish these things off because we don't know the variables. If, here's the key, if I told you A was something and B was something, A is 5, B is 6, we could solve it. Okay? The other thing is what we're going to do, I think it's next week. If this was an equation, What should an equation have?
Numbers.
Equal signs. So if it had equal sign, like equals 200, we could solve it. I would have to teach you how, but we could solve it, okay? So for right now, we can't solve it. Like, it's just stuck that way. That's why they use the word simplify. And I need you to learn that because when we go to do the test, you should not have to walk up to me and say, how do I get X? Or what do I do? Like, we got to know simplifying just means combining and cleaning it up, I guess. That's the way I think of it. Okay, so look at number 3. What do you think goes together?
8X.
And the 5X. Now, notice the minus sign. The symbol is always in front. That minus is with that 5. So, it is officially 8X squared minus 5X squared. So, it is 3X squared plus 7XY. Okay. You got to look at the symbol in front. So like this one, this is weird. It's 11C, that's a positive 11, minus 10C. 1C, but it's officially just a C, minus 2. We would drop the 1 and it's just C. Okay. This is new stuff. I mean, that's why I'm begging for your attention and, that kind of thing. Yes?
So, just like, say it's 1X, would you just should we keep it like that, or?
Make it X. Try to get rid of that 1. Because you will have future teachers that are that will count off points because you put 1 there. What they say is it's not in its simplest version. So, yes?
So, what is it? So, is it only if it's 1 on its own? 1 or in 1 in?
1 with a variable. With a variable.
Okay.
Then you drop it, yes. It'll get I realize today's the first day, this is weird stuff. I mean, imagine walking in now and you had not sat here with me for the last 20 minutes of me discussing this. It is weird. And it takes some practice to kind of get your eyeballs used to going, wait a minute. Now we don't even just have 1 variable, we can have 2 or 3. Now she's throwing in an exponent. I mean, it looks weird. It just takes some getting used to. Yes? Okay, so on 4, I combined 11C minus 10C. So, okay, it's 1C, but what is 1 times C? C. So simplest version is just a C, and then brought down the minus 2. Okay? Does that help a little bit? Okay, so let's look at the bottom part. This is where they want you to distribute. Here's the key to this. They told you distribute. But I need your brain to start being able to find distributive property. So, the reason these are distributive is honestly because this 3 is up against that parenthesis. And that 7 is up against that parenthesis. That means multiply. This is why it is distributive property. Okay, so the way this works, when you see one with distributive, honestly, I get rid of all the distributive first, especially like this one since it's in the front. So pretend like this is last night's homework. I do 3 times x, 3x, plus 3 times 4 is 12. So that's the beginning of the problem. 3x plus 12. Then I look and see, is there anything else I need to bring down? Yes. I need to just bring down the plus 10x. Now it looks like what we did on the top. What can we combine?
3X and 10X.
Yes, 3x and 10x is
13X.
13x plus 12. We should all be writing this. I do not understand why some people's pencils have not touched their paper in the last little bit, guys. This is the first time ever I've taught this. You want the notes. You want to be able to look back at it. Okay? Number 6. Looking at this one, I kind of cover up the rest of it. And I go, okay, here's my distributive property. 2 times 4. 8. Bring down the minus. They finally put a minus sign. 2 times 2 is 4b. Okay? And I bring down the 7. Okay. What can be combined?
Nothing. 8.
What's 8 plus 7? 15. You just combined it. Listen, these two boring numbers can still be put together. That's just an 8. That's a positive 7 or a plus 7. So it is 15 minus 4b. It goes with that symbol, the minus 4b. So even numbers can be simplified, or terms. It's the fancy name. Okay? So look at this one. This one has it in the middle, this distributive property. What I do is I usually just kind of work across. I'll bring this 4a down, because it's nothing yet. I'm going to get rid of this distributive property. 7 times 2b is 14b, plus 7 times a is 7a, and then I look, and this poor minus b is still hanging out down there. Okay? Now, we got to combine what can be combined. So, I see a 4a plus 7a would be 11a. It's okay. And then we have 14b, or positive 14, minus 1b. 13b. Listen, it is a plus 13b. I need you to think about this. It is positive 14 minus 1. We know 14 minus 1 is positive 13. That is why it is a positive 13b. You've got to sometimes slow down. You can't always copy the symbol. Got to kind of think about it. Okay, number 8. Okay, I'm just going to copy the 5xy because it's boring and hanging out. Here's a weird one. We're going to distribute an x. Well, think about it. 3 times x is 3x plus x times y is xy.
5xy.
Yes, listen, this 5xy goes with this xy. It is officially, that one is officially a 1xy.
So 6xy.
You got it. Plus 3x. You got it. That's what I'm saying. If you'll do this, it's easier. Listen, please start the back. Your homework is officially the back, and you have about 5 minutes left. Keep working. No one should be packing up yet, because I'm trying to get you to do your homework before you go home. Now, I will check it then, but I want you to notice something on this side. The key is on some of these, the distributive property. Make sure you realize that on these, that those numbers should be distributed. Okay? These are 4. And if you'll do 1 and 2, I will compare answers in just a second. No. We have 3 minutes. You'll make it. Please do a few so we can compare. fast. That would be 9 times 6. Slow down. It's like that shouldn't be 1x. It should just be x. That's kind of stuff like. I'll just leave that. I'm gonna do the first two in a few seconds. We're gonna check a few. So listen, check a few. Like on number 1, I'm assuming you put the 8D minus 5D together. Got 3D. 3 plus 6 is 9. So 3D plus 9. Everybody good on that one? Okay. The second one here, the 6x minus 5x. Listen, make sure you have just x. It's not 1x, it's just x plus 9. Everybody good so far? Okay. Listen, it's if you have 6x and you take away 5x. Okay, you have 1x. We try to drop the 1. Okay, on number 3, to show you a distributive, in case you're wondering if you're doing them right. Okay, I'm going to distribute out the 9. 9 times 7 is 63b. I'm going to bring down the plus. 9 times 2 is 18n. I'm going to copy the rest of it, which is plus 5n. Okay. I now can combine these. So 63b plus 23n. Okay. Good on that one? I'll do one more. I don't know. This one kind of stumped some people because they were thinking, like, what'd they do wrong? But the only thing you can combine is the 9 and the 6, which is 15 plus 3k minus 5h. Okay. Your homework is to finish this. I'm going to show the rest of it in case you are at home and need to copy them on notebook paper to finish them. If you have lost your paper or something. Thank you. I will also be sending out a remind with a Quizlet later. Yeah. Whoops. There is 1, 2, 3, and 4 in case you need them.